Everything John Hunter thought he knew about illegal immigration changed when he went on a nighttime ride-along with Border Patrol agents in 2000. They used night vision goggles to spot a group of migrants on the U.S. side of the border. Hunter still remembers the rush he felt when they moved in on the group.
And we saw these guys, we went down and busted them. Turned out there were 6 little ladies sitting there on the ground, and they had their purses out. I'm going, I don't feel like such a stud. Here I am busting someone who looks like my mother or my grandmother or my sister's cook. It's not like a manly thing to do, you know?
Hunter is a staunch Republican, the brother and uncle of former San Diego Congressman Duncan Hunter Sr. and Jr. Until that night, his image of people who crossed the border illegally were bad hombres and macho muchachos, as he calls them. But that's not what he saw. He saw poor people trying to survive, women and children fleeing violence. Soon after, he began leaving water bottles along the border's rugged mountains and treacherous desert. Then he focused his attention on the All-American Canal in Imperial County, where more than 550 migrants have drowned while crossing the border since at least the 1990s. He looked into who was drowning and found the same thing.
These are just ordinary people that drown crossing. These are not the cartels. These are not the guys you read about with the macho muchachos. These are not. They're just ordinary people that can't make a living. They're trying to survive.
The All-American Canal is an 82-mile waterway that runs along the U.S. border as it carries water from the Colorado River to Southern California. It's managed by the Imperial Irrigation District. The canal is notoriously deadly for migrants trying to cross the border illegally. It's 200 feet wide and about 20 foot deep in some areas, and lined with steep concrete. CBP agent John Mendoza explains why the canal is deceptively dangerous.
A lot of the migrants don't know the threats that the water has. What may appear to be calm on the top may not be so on the bottom. There's a lot of strong currents and undertows that can take someone very easily underneath the water.
In 2010, John and his wife Laura led efforts to install 1,000 safety buoys and ladders along the canal. It was an uphill battle. Some irrigation district board members and staff thought the safety measures would make it too easy for people to cross the border illegally. Former irrigation district board member Michael Abadi supported Hunter's proposal, but he faced backlash from his own agency.
There was some arrogance on some of this staff that said, what are you going to do, just build a bridge so they can come across? I said, not asking to build a bridge, but it definitely wasn't meant to be the end of the road for a lot of people.
But then 60 Minutes came to town and did an expose on the canal depths. After that, the irrigation district agreed to install 103 buoys along the canal, one every half mile on the east side and one every mile on the west side. And the buoys actually worked. The number of drownings went down. Border Patrol agents say the buoys actually helped them rescue migrants in the canal.
If we have to apprehend a group or we have to rescue a group of individuals that may be struggling in the water, we can use the buoy lines as a reference.
This rescue video from March 2021 shows how the buoys helped a swimmer that was too tired to go on. Without the buoy line, the current would have dragged the man over a 49-foot drop. The irrigation district has not increased the number of safety buoys along the canal since 2010, and data shows that the drowning deaths are going up, particularly along the western part of the canal, which has fewer buoys. Irrigation district officials declined a KPBS interview request. A spokesperson says the agency has installed 40 warning signs along the canal in recent years. This is in addition to more than 1,300 signs that had already been installed. Still, 47 migrants have drowned in the canal since 2015, 14 of them last year alone. Hunter says it's time to add more buoys.
Right, the data indicates that they're drowning close to Mexicali or close to Winter Haven where there aren't the buoys. And so, it's pretty common sense, right? These are common sense things. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to make an estimate that it'll work.
Abadi agrees with Hunter, but he doesn't think the current board will prioritize this issue.
It's not acceptable. I mean, I think we can do better. I wish they'd do better. I mean, if they don't like the buoy system, I say, well, try something else, but try something. They're not trying anything. And that's what's frustrating today.
Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Okay, so why don't you guys want to follow me back to the road? Yeah. I want to make sure we get in the right direction here.